Early in the fourth quarter last Friday night, the Blair Oaks Falcons found themselves in a predicament. In a game they had once led 24-6, the Falcons found themselves trying to fight off a determined comeback by the defending Class 4 state champions Lutheran North. It was 31-26. On the sidelines, quarterback Tyler Bax simply said, "We've got to go score." And the game, as it often does, fell onto the arm and the feet of number 17.
Bax takes the snap and keeps himself up the middle. Here he comes to 25-30, 35-40, and he puts his head down, tumbles out across the 45, and they will mark him down at the 46-yard line.
Well, that's what the Falcons needed, was a little of that Tyler Bax magic.
On second and long, Bax back to pass, plenty of time down the middle, diving catch by Peters for the first down at the 42-yard line. Man in motion back to the right side, back to pass, setting is Bax down the middle, has a man, it's Lackman. Lackman inside the 20 at the 18-yard line, first down Falcons. First and 10 for Blair Oaks from the 18-yard line of Lutheran North. Snap back to Bax, looks to his right, now keeps it up the middle, puts his head down, bounces off the tackle, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Falcons! Tyler Bax in from 18 yards out, and the Falcons increase their lead with 6:32 to go in the fourth quarter, 37-26.
With a little more than a minute left in the game, Bax would throw a 75-yard pitch and catch to Cooper Peters, and the Falcons had their second win in a row over a state-ranked larger class team to start the season, this time 44-26, avenging last year's 58-28 loss to Lutheran North in St. Louis. Tonight, another state-ranked team awaits. The Osage Indians are fifth-ranked in Class 3. Last week, the Indians trailed Moberly 21-0 before mounting a comeback and a walk-off field goal late for a 38-35 win over the Spartans to improve to 2-0 on the season. The Indians under Shannon Jolly are long, tall, and experienced. Quarterback Maverick Trusty is a 3-year starter and is a weapon throwing the ball and running it. And there's explosive talent all over the field, especially on the outside. This is Dick Aldrich along with Ed Kniest, and we are live at the lake. It's the conference opener. It promises to be a hot evening in Lake Ozark. And we're not just talking about the weather. It's Blair Oaks. It's School of the Osage. Next on MidMoSports Online.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to School of the Osage in Osage Beach for tonight's matchup between the Blair Oaks Falcons and the School of the Osage Indians. It's Friday night. I'm Ed Kniest, so it's time once again for Kniest's Keys to the Ball Game. First up for the Blair Oaks Falcons, the road to the conference title starts here. Last week's 44-26 win over the Lutheran North Crusaders was a big win on the young season. The Falcons took on the Class 4 defending state champions, who played a tough game before Blair Oaks finally broke away late to get the 18-point win. Tonight, the Falcons look to shut down the 2-0 Osage Indians wing T offense and keep the Indians' defense off balance as Blair Oaks begins their defense of their Tri-County Conference crown. Blair Oaks head coach Ted LePage says Osage is a confident team and they don't beat themselves. Falcons have to be strong in all phases of the game tonight to come home with another win.
And right here, right now, Dick Aldrich with Ed Kniest at the Lake of the Ozarks as we are ready for School of the Osage and the Blair Oaks Falcons. And right here, right now, it is sunny in mid-Missouri and a temperature of 91 degrees as we get ready for kickoff. The only good thing about it, the only redeeming thing about it is there's not a lot of humidity tonight. It's a dry heat, but it is hot as you know what here in the Lake of the Ozarks tonight. Time now to get things started. We line up for the opening kickoff, and here's Ed Kniest.
The Osage Indians, they won the toss, and so they elected to defer to the second half. So the Falcons will be receiving, and here we go with the kick, and Dick Aldrich with the call.
And this opening kickoff brought to you by Chemna Collision Repair. And on the return, on a high short kick by kicker Brady Clark, it was Sam Weber with the return for the Falcons. He didn't get much of anything as they run him down close to the 30-yard line. I believe they will put him at the 31, and that's where we will start tonight's action. Tyler Bax running the controls for Blair Oaks. He's in the shotgun with the wing to the right side. That's Lackman. Lackman comes into the backfield and on first down. Here he comes up the middle. He makes one man miss. Powers his way to the 40, to the 45, and pulled down out of bounds at the 46-yard line. And 15 yards on first down for Hayden Lackman, and that is the Hayden Lackman we are used to seeing.
Well, that's what we said last week. He looked to be running a little bit more confidently.
On second down, Bax moves Lackman into the backfield with him and looks to the right side. Swing pass to Brady Dapkus. Dapkus gets a block, makes a man miss, powers forward, gets inside the 45 of School of the Osage, and I believe he's got the first down. He does have the first down. Give him a gain of 10 yards and a first down to the 43 of School of the Osage. Tyler Bax retreats into the shotgun on first down and 10 for the Falcons from the 43 of School of the Osage. Lackman moves into the backfield on first down, and Bax keeps it around the left side to the 40, to the 35, and runs over a man at the end at the 32-yard line. He was going out of bounds, but the guy thought he'd take a shot at him. Robert Dubbs came over and took a shot at Bax, and Bax planted him. And a 9-yard gain for Bax.
That was not a dub for Mr. Dubbs.
Bax with three receivers to the left. That's Lackman in motion across the formation. Bax swings to the right side. Lackman's wide open. He's got the first down and a lot more inside the 25. Powers his way down to the 24-yard line over on the far sidelines. Rackers is in the slot to the left. Lackman comes into the backfield, and on second down they hand off to Lackman, and Hayden's got the first down, just powering up the middle, and he gets down to the 11-yard line. Forget the French pastry, this is going right at him.
Yeah, this is the KISS offense. They're just going to keep it simple, stupid, and go right at him.
On second down, it's second down and 11. Lackman in motion to the right. Bax keeps it himself, makes a couple minutes, down the sidelines he goes, it's going to be a touchdown, Falcons! Zip, 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 right down the field, and the Falcons take their lead on a 12-yard touchdown run by Tyler Bax. Falcons 6, School of the Osage nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. Jeg Holloway, the sophomore, on to attempt the extra point. He had an unsuccessful one last week because of a bad snap, but otherwise, he's been perfect on the season. Snap is back, Weber gets it down, Holloway kicks it on the way, and he is good. 9:06 to play, first quarter. Blair Oaks 7, School of the Osage nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll return to the Lake of the Ozarks and School of the Osage after this timeout. That was a 9-play, 69-yard drive in 2 minutes and 54 seconds. And it was Bax capping the drive with a touchdown run of 12 yards. Extra point by Holloway was good. And with 9:06 to play in the first quarter, it's Blair Oaks 7 and School of the Osage nothing. And that is your Tim Van Ronselen scoring drive summary on MidMoSportsOnline.com. The ensuing kickoff brought to you by Chemna Collision Repair, and Williams brought it back for School of the Osage. First down, Maverick Trusty is under center. This is the wing T that they show first, and hand off to Arrowwood, and Brock Arrowwood powers forward and picks up the quick 5 yards up the middle on the bread and butter play. That fullback, you got to tackle the fullback in the wing T, and if you don't, he can go the distance. So third down. Tanner receivers either side. They put a man in motion back across the formation. Trusty quickly to the outside. Has Schreiman, and Schreiman is going to get the first down as he jumps out of a tackle across the 40 to the 42-yard line and give him an 8-yard gain and a first down as Sam Weber came up to try to make the hit. Couldn't hang on, and Warren Davis made the stop.
Onto the 145-pound Closser.
And they hand off to Arrowwood in over right guard and tackle, and he's pushing the pile, and look at them go as they get it inside Blair Oaks territory to the 49-yard line, to the 48, and give Brock Arrowwood 11 yards and a first down. And so far, the Osage Indians are powering up on their offensive line. With 44 points. There's a shot underneath. They get to Schreiman, who breaks tackles down the sidelines. There he goes to the 20 and knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. As they go to the pistol look this time, Arrowwood behind the quarterback Trusty with Williams to the right, and they hand to Arrowwood, and check it was Williams over left guard and tackle. Not much there as he gets inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. As the Falcons make the stop over there, looks like Chouinard in on the tackle along with Rademan.
James Rademan on the stop for the Falcons.
So Rademan on the stop for the Falcons. Gain of a yard on the play. Now Brady Clark is their kicker as we look at a 3rd down and 9. Clark nailed a 40-yarder at the buzzer last week for the score that beat Moberly. Here is Williams on 3rd and long. It's hit the backfield. Falcons trying to wrap him up, and they finally knock him down back at the 18-yard line. He'll lose about 3 yards on the play. And making the tackle for the Falcons was number 56, and that's Derek Huhn, a sophomore at 6 foot 190 pounds.
Falcons did a really nice job. They got penetration, and they kept hitting the running back, and they couldn't let him get north and south on the field, so they were able to string it out and then later just bring him down. And as Dick said, here comes Brady Clark, the senior, 5'11" and 165, to attempt a 25-yard field goal.
35, it's from the 25-yard line. It's a 35-yard field goal. So here comes the snap. It's back. The kick is up. It is high enough. It is long enough. And it is good. Just inside the right upright. 5:45 to go, first quarter. Both teams get on the board on their first drive. Blair Oaks Falcons 7, School of the Osage 3 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll return to School of the Osage and high school football being brought to you by Jake Voss, Shield of Shelter Insurance of Jefferson City.
But they at least were able to keep the Indians to a field goal.
And they look quickly to the sidelines, and the catch is made. A reaching catch by Brody Rademan, making his first catch of the night. And Rademan gets the better part of 6 yards on the play. And Brody Rademan, the senior, finally getting some playing time, making the most of it there. On 2nd and short, they hand off to Lackman. There he goes in the secondary. He gets spun around. He hangs onto the football and dives across the 45 to the 44 of School of the Osage.
One they hope to drag him down like that.
Backs quickly, look into Dapkus, and he's got it. Man right on his back, but Bax was right on the throw. Gets it to the 31-yard line. And another first down for the Falcons, a 13-yard completion, this time to Brady Dapkus.
Falcons are starting to get a little bit more creative on some of these plays.
Lackman into the backfield. There he goes, off to the right side, cuts back up the middle, finds a hole, and dives forward. Not much there. Brings up 2nd and 7 from the School of the Osage 28-yard line. Lackman gets the fake down the middle. There they go, and it is dropped. And falling on it is Brady Rademan. And Brenden Rackers make it. Brenden Rackers caught the football, and he was going to the end zone and forgot the football. He dropped the football at the 5-yard line and fell back on it.
I think he was looking for where the end zone for the goal line.
And on first down, there's a fumble. And let's see.
No,
running it back. They're going to call the ball in for a touchdown. Touchdown Falcons, as going into the end zone for the score.
Okay.
Looks like that was Lackman.
Yeah, they only had to go in for 2, and it was a quick hitter.
So all Lackman had to do was cross the goal line, and he did that. Spiked it. 4:12 to go in the first quarter. Blair Oaks 13, School of the Osage 3 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll return to the Lake of the Ozarks. After this timeout, you're watching Blair Oaks Falcons football, brought to you by Jake Voss, Shield of Shelter Insurance of Jefferson City. And here's the Kemna collision kickoff as Holloway kicks it high and deep, end over end, hits it the 5 and stops. And School of the Osage is going to have to pick it up to the 10 and being wrestled down at the 14-yard line. Bringing it back was Colt Butler, and the Falcons were all over him.
Colt Butler went to go play that kickoff on the bounce, but it bounced and went the opposite way, and they were a little unsure what to do at that point.
And on first down, they get it to Williams, and he gets hauled down by the shoulder pads at the 14-yard line, and it was Carson Luebbering on the stop for the Falcons. Caught him right around the shoulder pads and yanked him backwards.
Well, the Falcons, they did what they needed to do. They answered that get a 3 and out here, they might be able to get some real good pressure on this.
Second down, the pass is to the outside, and it is Colt making the catch again for a gain of about 9 yards on the play. Warren Davis on the stop of
They're going to give him
Colt
the first.
Butler, and they're going to give him the first down. Not many teams throw against this Blair Oaks secondary, but School of the Osage is not afraid to do that. The pistol look this time, they handed Williams over to left guard and tackle, and the Falcons are all over him there. They're trying to dart to the outside with Williams, and the Falcons are all over that play. They're not allowing Williams to even get to the corner before they pull him down. James Rademan on the stop for the Falcons.
On that play, it looked like Williams.
On second down, they move the man in motion across the formation. They pitch it wide to Arrowwood. Arrowwood going to put his head down, and boy, there was a big collision on the corner. West hung in there and took the hit from Arrowwood, dropped him for about a 3-yard gain. They're going to give him the better part of 3 yards on that carry out across the 25 to the 27-yard line.
Arrowwood, that's a good name for a kid that plays for a team nicknamed the Indians.
Third down and about 7 as Trusty looks to the outside and has a man. It's Schreiman. He's got the first down out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Shay Linhardt on the coverage and the tackle, but full house backfield pitch wide right to Arrowwood. Arrowwood hit in the backfield, and down he goes back at the 30-yard line. Coming up to make the tackle for the Falcons, it looks like that might be the middle backer. No, check it, it's the outside linebacker, and that is Verslues.
Yeah, that was Colt Butler on the run, Dick.
So they're going to empty the backfield. Butler is going to come back into the backfield, and he's the lone running back behind the quarterback, Trusty. On second and very long, Trusty's in trouble, and down he goes back at the 18-yard line. He came out with the snap, looked right at Zane West, tried to cut it back, and then he ran right into Wyatt Libbert. Libbert tracked him down and dropped him back at the 19-yard line. And a loss of 11 yards on the play.
And that might be the end of the last play of the first quarter, as we're down to 15 seconds to go and the clock's running. And I think the Indians are going to let it run out and go over and regroup on the sideline.
They sure are, as they let the play clock run down. We're at the end of the first quarter at the lake. Blair Oaks 13, School of the Osage 3 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll return to Osage Beach and the School of the Osage after this timeout. You're watching Blair Oaks Falcons football, brought to you by Jake Voss, your Shield of Shelter insurance man in Jefferson City. As we start the second quarter, it's third down and 26 for School of the Osage. Ed, you got some scores over there?
Yeah, Father Tolton, they're taking on East Prairie Eagles in East Prairie. At the half, it's Father Tolton all the way, 35-0. And in the second quarter at Tipton, they're hosting the Lamar Tigers, and Lamar is up 7-0 over Tipton. That in the second quarter.
On third down and 26, out of the full house backfield, Trusty back to pass, turnout, diving catch by Schreiman. I don't think he possessed it, but they do give him the catch out at the 23-yard line, and a very short gain on the play, a gain of only about 7 yards when they needed 26 on first down. Lackman into the backfield. Bax takes the snap and wants to throw off play action. All day to throw. Down the middle he goes into double team. Brenden Rackers has got it! Touchdown! Falcons! What a catch that was by Rackers in full stride. And Bax put it right on the number 5 as Rackers goes into the end zone for a 57-yard touchdown.
Rackers had 2 men on him. He had a slight step on him, but what a pass by Tyler Bax. What a catch by Rackers. And you have to feel like the Falcons felt like we're going to go back to Rackers because the young man should have had a touchdown, but for whatever reason he dropped the ball going into right before he got to the end zone. So it's nice to see him redeem himself with a nice touchdown catch.
Falcons going for 2. All kinds of pushing and shoving. Rackers came down with the football for the 2-point conversion.
Rackers, he climbed up the ladder and then took the elevator to get up to that one.
Rackers at 6'4" over the much smaller corner, and the Falcons get 8 that time down the field. 10:53 to go in the second quarter. Blair Oaks 21, School of the Osage 3 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. This game being brought to you by Jake Voss, Shield of Shelter Insurance in Jefferson City. We'll be back at the Lake of the Ozarks after this timeout. Here's School of the Osage. as they hand off Arrowwood over the right side, trying to bounce to the outside, and the Falcons running down after a short gain. Arrowwood looked like he had a pretty good hole over there, but then Sam Weber and the company came over to make the stop for the Falcons, and a gain of 3 yards on the play.
And you have to wonder sometimes how a play like that long touchdown pass is going to affect the mindset of the Indians. They have played the Falcons pretty well.
So here is the shotgun formation, and they hand off to Williams around the right side. The Falcons are there, and they drive him back and drop him for a loss on the play. Behind the line of scrimmage, I believe they'll give him to the 42-yard line. Well, they put him, 42-yard line is where they will put him down. A loss of 2 yards on the play. Falcons, as we keep saying, so
because he probably could have got about 3 yards, but that's better than 3rd and 11.
Trusty under pressure, and he's pulled down back at the 45-yard line.
Now it's going to be 4th and about 20.
Verslues got him first, then the cavalry came and cleaned up, and they'll give him to the 47. Bax nearly gets a man to jump now, throws a pass to the right side to Lackman. Here's the tunnel screen to the 25, 30, 35, and pulled down from behind, and they will mark him out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Lackman, he caught that pass, and there were a couple of nice blocks right there where he Falcons.
From the Osage 49-yard line, Lackman in motion. Bax has all day to throw. Down the field, has Dapkus. It is caught. It's going to be a touchdown! Falcons! Brady Dapkus just blew past the corner, and Bax was right on target again, and a 49-yard touchdown. And the Falcons take a 27-3 lead. I mean, the man was step for him, and Bax dropped it in again. But with 6:54 to go in the second quarter, the Blair Oaks Falcons increase their lead. It is Blair Oaks 27, School of the Osage 3 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. Third down, much less than a yard. Full house backfield. Trusty in the middle out of a shotgun snap. As Trusty takes it, hands off to Arrowwood's got the first down as he gets right to the 15-yard line. Enough for the first down. And this will bring up a first down and 10 now. And what do we have? The official is calling a timeout. Timeout Blair Oaks.
Okay.
With a minute 20 to go in the second quarter. Blair Oaks 27, School of the Osage 3 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. First down and 10 from the 15-yard line as Trusty goes back to pass. Wants to throw it into the end zone. Has the man there. Wall got a hand on it, but not enough. The ball goes out of the back of the end zone. Incomplete. And Wall may be shaken up as he hit the high jump pit back there. Jefferson City Jays game on MidMoSports Online, the Facebook page. Here's the inside reverse, and the man turns up the field and only gets about a yard. Once again, that was the sophomore Colt Butler, and he only got about a yard out of the play as the Falcons stop him there. Gage Leffert, among others, on the stop there for the Falcons.
So it'll set up a 3rd and 8 from the 13 as we're under a minute here to go in the first half, and just like on their opening.
Third down and 9, 3 receivers wide left as Colt Trusty rolls to his right, throws down the field, and it's going to be a pass interference, and a catch is made anyways at the 5-yard line. Make it the 4, and it was Schreiman again with a diving catch at the 4-yard line.
So the catch was enough for the first down.
First and goal for the Indians. 24.9 seconds to play in the first half. Falcons lead 27-3. Clock running now. Full house backfield. Trusty in the shotgun. Trusty hands off to Arrowwood, trying to go to the outside, and the Falcons run him down. Back at the 5-yard line. The Falcons get over and make the tackle, and of course Carson Luebbering leading the tacklers for the Falcons.
Actually, they're marking it back to the 5, so he lost the yard.
Yep.
So it'll be second goal from the 5 with 12.7 seconds left to go.
So that 1-yard loss takes Arrowwood 10 carries, 56 yards. And he is the only School of the Osage running back, including the quarterback, that is in positive numbers. Well, Williams, Butler, and Trusty are all negative yardage. Most of this huge crowd on their feet. The green wave has come, and they've taken over from the 50 all the way down to the goal line out on the left side here. Trusty out of the full house backfield, takes the shotgun snap, wants to throw to the left side, arches it to Williams, who dropped the football. Williams dropped the football at the goal line. Snap back ball down, the kick is up, it's high, it's long, and it is good. 3.5 seconds to go in the first half. Blair Oaks 27, School of the Osage 6 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We will keep it right here with 3.5 seconds to go as Bax will take the knee to end the first half of play. One half in the books at the Lake of the Ozarks. The Blair Oaks Falcons leading the School of the Osage Indians by the score of 27-6. MidMoSports Online continuing coverage of high school football in mid-Missouri. As we go to halftime at the Lake of the Ozarks, the Blair Oaks Falcons leading the School of the Osage by the score of 27-6. The deepest man is Williams for School of the Osage as Jeg Holloway comes to the ball. This Kemna collision repair kickoff starts the second half. Blair Oaks up 27-6 as we get ready to start the third quarter of play from School of the Osage. Holloway, the sophomore, comes to the ball and kicks it high and end over end, and it will be fielded by Schreiman back at the 5-yard line. To the 10, to the 20, breaks a tackle, trying to come back across the middle of the field, and the Falcons get him off his feet out at the 30-yard line.
And one quick score from the Jefferson City area. As I said, it's homecoming tonight at Jefferson City Jays. It's their first home game of the year, and it is
Trusty's going to go under center. This is the wing tee as they want to go power running here. And Arrowwood gets hit at the line of scrimmage, and I don't know if he got any further than that. Green hat right there, and that is Carson Luebbering, the 265-pounder. And most teams try to run away from him. It's kind of hard to do. Second down out of the shotgun this time as Trusty wants to pass. He arches it high and deep, and it is going to be intercepted. Back at the 35-yard line, Warren Davis with the interception.
Warren Davis played that perfectly. Davis came underneath, timed his leap perfectly to pick off the pass.
They thought they could get it over Warren and into Schreiman's hands, but the ball was just a little bit short of that. First down and 10 from their own 35 for the Falcons. Swing pass right side. And they have a man underneath, and that's Brody Rademan. And Brody comes out across the 40, come to the 45 to the 46-yard line. Brody Rademan's second catch of the night. First down and 10 for the Falcons from the 46-yard line. As Bax guns it again to the right sidelines. It's Dapkus this time. Dapkus puts his head down, drives forward inside the School of the Osage territory over on the far sidelines. Last a year or so and 195 pounds, and he's really physical. Here comes Bax bouncing to the outside. He's going to get the first down inside the 45 down to the 40 for another Blair Oaks first down and a 6-yard gain for Tyler Bax.
And get back up to the line of scrimmage and try again.
Lackman in motion to the right side, gets the pass, puts out his stiff arm, dances down the sidelines, 30 to the 25, and he's pushed out of bounds. And let's see where they're marking the mark about right at the 25-yard line. A 17-yard gain and a first down. And as we were bringing up last week on several occasions, bring up a third down and long now for the Falcons. Falcons in two-down territory, though, here with a 27-6 lead and 8:55 to go in the third quarter.
And after that turnover on the first drive by Osage, you don't want to give it back without getting any points.
As Bax takes the snap, looking down the middle, has Peters, and it's going to be a touchdown, Falcons!
And once again, nobody pays any attention to Peters. He is wide open by 10 yards.
23-yard touchdown pass, and the Falcons are back on the scoreboard with 8:37 to go in the third quarter. 33-6, Blair Oaks with the lead. Yeah, the only thing that could have happened there is Cooper would have dropped that ball because he was wide open, and nobody was going to tackle him. Out of the I formation for the two-point conversion. Bax turns and hands to Dapkus, and he goes into the end zone for the two-point conversion. 8:37 to play, third quarter. Blair Oaks 35, School of the Osage 6 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll return to the Lake of the Ozarks, School of the Osage, after this timeout on MidMoSports Online. This is the MidMoSports Online Blair Oaks Falcons game. Williams running the ball back for School of the Osage, gets it out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. That was an 8-play, 65-yard drive in 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Cooper Peters, 23-yard touchdown catch. 2-point conversion run by Dapkus, good. 8:31 to play in the third quarter. Blair. And on second down at about 3, Trusty out of the shotgun with the tandem backs, and he goes back to pass, and he's going to run out to the left, and he's going to be hit, and he's going to be down. Getting to him first, Zane West chased him across the field and caught him. And Trusty was looking back to try to throw it to the left side and wound up taking a huge hit, and he is hobbling as he goes to the sidelines. Third down and 8 now from the 42-yard line. As Trusty hands off, Williams around the right side, trying to get to the outside. The Falcons will get him off his feet as he comes inside the 40. They'll mark him down near the 36-yard line. Clock to stop at 3:47 to go in the third quarter. Falcons 35, School of the Osage 6. Fourth down, 2 yards to go from the Blair Oaks 36-yard line. They want to throw. Trusty out to his left, throws the ball deep, and he has a man there, and it's dropped. Incomplete, right in the hands of Colt Butler, as Shay Linhardt was running at him trying to catch up, but that pass was right in the hands of the Oaks from their own 36-yard line. Lackman comes into the backfield, and on first down, Bax is going to try to run it around the right side. He's got running room and runs over players as he gets out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Give him a first down, a gain of 10 yards for Tyler Bax on first down. On second down and 11, Lackman into the backfield. Bax wants to throw down the middle, has Dapkus across the field to the 40, down to the 36-yard line.
He was caught by around the ankles, or else he would have gone even further.
First and 10 from the 37-yard line. Bax looks to the left, keeps it himself. Up the middle, here he comes, dragging tacklers inside the 30, and they'll mark him down right at the 30-yard line. Gain of 7 yards on the play for Tyler Bax. 14 of 15, 267 yards for Bax throwing tonight. My goodness. Single receiver right. Lackman into the backfield, but quickly back, swing pass, left side, goes to Dapkus. Dapkus down the sidelines, to the 10, to the 5, trying to stay in bounds, dives to the pylon, and they'll mark him out at the 5-yard line.
They say he stepped out.
On first down and goal from the 5, Lackman into the backfield. There he takes it up the middle, tries to make one man miss. He does, goes for the goal line, and is turned back as he got to about the 2. Lackman a gain of 3 on first down. Bax in an empty backfield. They bring Lackman in behind him. On second down, they hand off to Lackman, and Hayden goes in untouched. Touchdown, Falcons. 1:19 to play in the third quarter. Blair Oaks 41, School of the Osage 6, and it's turbo clock time at the lake. Hayden Lackman in from 2 yards out. His second rushing touchdown of the night. And the Falcons increase their lead to 41-6. Jeg Holloway on to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Sam Weber. Snap back, ball down. The kick is up. He got it away this time, and it is good. 1:19 to play, third quarter. Blair Oaks 42, School of the Osage 6 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll return to School of the Osage at the Lake of the Ozarks after this timeout. You're watching Blair Oaks Falcons football on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We're brought to you by Shield of Shelter Insurance, Jake Voss. Good, 1:19 to play in the third quarter. Blair Oaks 42, School of the Osage 6 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. And that Kemna collision kickoff went into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback as Jeg Holloway kept it in the field of play, and it just snuck in the pylon for a touchback. The School of the Osage is going to have one more snap here in the third quarter as they come out with 10 seconds on the play clock and the game clock. Trusty on third and short. Misses his man on the handoff, trying to get around the right side. He's going to be pulled down, but he's going to get the first down. Maverick Trusty keeps it around the right end. Pulled out of bounds by Verslues, but we've come to the end of the third quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books at the Lake of the Ozarks, and the Blair Oaks Falcons are leading the School of the Osage by the score of 42-6 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. You're watching Blair Oaks Falcons football, brought to you by Jake Voss, Shield of Shelter Insurance in Jefferson City. We'll be back to the lake after this timeout.
Begin
Going to the fourth quarter, Maverick Trusty on first down and 10, throws a pass out in the flat, and he has Wall, the tight end, and Wall turns it up across the 35 to the 36-yard line, and give him a gain of 6 yards on first down.
And let a cheap touchdown in.
Here's a pitch deep to Arrowwood out of the backfield, and he is going to be all kinds of stacked up by the Falcons. Hitting him first was Libbert. Then the Falcons get over there and finish him off. Rademan, James Rademan, leading the tacklers on the back end of the play.
Somebody put the old shoulder pad right in the chest of Arrowwood, kind of straightened him up a little bit.
28 yards on the evening. Arrowwood behind Trusty in the shotgun. 10 receivers either side. Trusty back to pass. Sets, looks, he's in trouble. And he's pulled down from behind. Zane West dove at the feet of Trusty. Shoestring tackled him back at the 48-yard line. That was loss of 12.
That was a big sack. That's the fourth sack by the Falcons tonight.
Counting all the sacks, Maverick Trusty 7 carries for minus 25 yards tonight.
Monroe City has got things well in hand. They're up in South Shelby taking on the Cardinals. And in the fourth quarter, it's 46-0. The Monroe City Panthers ahead of South Shelby.
Luteens in the wing to the right side. Wide right. Looks like 18, and that's going to be Dawson Manis. As Buhr punts it out of there.
Nice punt.
Boy, that was a beauty.
It's going to die at around the 5.
Wow, nice kick by Beau. Wasn't sure what they were going to do there on 4th and long from the 49-yard line, but Buhr got off a beautiful kick. As I also see number 3, and that's Mason Davis. Warren Davis's quote-unquote little brother at 5'11", 190 pounds. He's an outside linebacker. As the young man, the new quarterback in, tries to get back to the line of scrimmage as they run a straight sweep to the left side. Number 7 was Blaine Sperling. He's a sophomore at 6', 175 pounds.
Shay West on the side.
So on first down with 50 seconds to play, Sperling takes the snap, goes back to pass. He's going to air it out again. It's a nose-down spiral, and it falls well short of the intended receiver. Covering on the play was Landon Wigle, freshman, 5'8", 130.
Okay, I think they could just let the play clock run out, actually. I don't think they have to snap it again.
No, they don't. It doesn't look like they're going to. So the Blair Oaks Falcons come to School of the Osage, take on the number 5 team in Class 3, and come away with a 42-6 victory over School of the Osage. Blair Oaks Falcons run their record to 3-0 on the season, 1-0 in Tri-County Conference play. School of the Osage falls to 2-1 and 0-1 in conference play. Next week, the Blair Oaks Falcons will be home to take on the California Pintos. Once again, the final score, Blair Oaks 42, School of the Osage 6 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. And we'll be back to take a look at some of our post-game festivities after this timeout on MidMoSportsOnline.com. This Blair Oaks Falcons football game being brought to you by Jake Voss, Shield of Shelter Insurance of Jefferson City.